Derek's just going to run him down with the rifle in his hand. Superman still there. Adjustment of Shy.
Oh, he's going to run into the chip. No way!
You know, just when you thought Crew might have this wrapped up in map 2, 100 Thieves is like, no, we got your number. No, we pushing this to map 3. This is insane. And I mean, like, that wasn't that close of a map. I mean, they were going back and forth, right?
It
like,
gets down to it, yeah.
Yeah.
It gets down to its real close game at the end there. I'm very excited about the fact that 100 Thieves actually won that because map 3.
Oh, there you go.
Good looks out there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the fact that 100 Thieves are actually able to close that out because now we get to be able to see the entirety of the field for both teams. And yeah, it's a good map. It's a good game.
For sure. The map losses for Crew have been few and far between. Matter of fact, they've only lost one map up until this point in this stage. And we were talking about it on the desk before the game started with 100 Thieves starting on defense. If they could win the pistol round, get the economy going, get the op into Cryo's hands, he can pop off. And that's exactly what happened. When he's opping on defense, his success rate at holding an angle and just clicking on the guy that walks into it is incredible. I mean, he is so mega consistent in those situations. And yeah, right here, you can see the duelists head-to-head. I mean, Kesnet was fantastic on map 1, but Cryo just stealing the show.
And Akeem, I really hope that this doesn't come down to this same conversation at the end of map 3 because we're going to a Raze map next on Split. And we saw Asuna on Raze on the first one and how Kesnet, the difference that we had from Sunset, where he's breaking records in the first half, to this map there, that is crazy, I think, in terms of the performance from Kesnet there and how actually it feels like today, more than ever, Kesnet has had to be that guy again for Crew like he was last year rather than the entire unit being kind of cohesive.
Yeah, for sure. Heading into Split, though, the last time 100 Thieves played that, it was against G2, I believe, and Asuna popped off in that game. He did really well on Split. So we'll see if he can do that again. I feel like Asuna, for the longest time right now, at least this year, it's like every series, he gives you one crazy pop-off map. He'll give you one sick
just in
map.
flow state for one map.
Yeah, every single time. And so maybe it'll be the third map here to meet his quota because so far, to be fair though, he was good on Breeze. He just wasn't going crazy individually. Like his flashes were really good. There were several moments where the flash was actually like the critical element in the round to get the impact kill that allowed them to win it out. So definitely credit for the supportive play, but now he's got to step it up on the duelist to match. Probably, I mean, you know, one of the best duelists in the league right now. I was about to say the best, then I forgot Osboss existed, but definitely
how could you forget?
Top 2 right now.
Yeah. I would probably agree, and I think as well, something that I've been thinking about, especially with Crew as this goes through, is how Heat has been performing through the regular season too. He has been up there, all right, with the likes of them. He's not playing duelist, but in this game in particular, I don't think he's been there. On Sunset, maybe a little bit, but Breeze, I feel like there were some key mistakes from Heat in that moment that I think allowed 100 Thieves to quell the comeback that Crew was trying to make.
Yeah, and as you can see, everyone, we are headed to Split. This is going to be map
Split.
3.
Yep.
I'm expecting we're going to see a lot of popping off happening on this map, but who do we think is going to take it, though?
Listen, I'm still rolling with Crew. Looking at this right now, you can see that 100 Thieves, they're starting on defense, which was really good against G2, but on the opposite end, Crew against Loud on this map.
Yes.
They lost the pistol and then 7 rounds in a row on attack. That side for them was amazing, and it was Shy's Lurks and Viper play that was out of this world. And coming off a map where he was the glue keeping Crew in the game on Breeze, I'm expecting him to continue that level of play. And if Kesnet steps it up so they have that strong entry force and the late round
let me tell
guy,
you why.
that'll be lethal.
Kesnet will step it up.
And I agree. And I think he will.
I also agree with the Shy comment as well. That guy is so good, and I can't wait to see him anchor down some sites on this map.
Yeah, I love what you were saying, Bala, earlier, like while we were watching map 2, like you were just talking about how disciplined Shy is and how disciplined he's been throughout stage 1. And I mean, he's just continuing to show just how amazing he is.
Absolutely. I'm also on the 100 Thieves side. I'm definitely going to be paying attention to Cryo here when the site hits are coming in. He always is, for the most part, 90% of the time, he's anchoring on B. And when they've struggled on defense, it's because he's been forward and he's getting caught on that Aster. He doesn't have the TP if he's an Omen to take a fight and get out, that kind of thing, right? And I think if he's getting caught out there by Kesnet's kind of explosive entering, that could be a problem.
Yeah, honestly, this is our only match of the day, so I'm glad this is going to map 3. That's map 3, everybody. Can Crew go 5-0 and lock in that first seed? Or will 100 Thieves steal the dub? One last time, here's Doug and Baby Bay with the call.
Thank you so much, Geek Heavy. A banger on a Monday, and we wouldn't have it any other way. For this to settle on split, given that we've just seen 100 Thieves navigate 2 maps they hadn't played all year, is just wild. And the way they did it is just so impressive.
That breeze was crazy. It was just an insane battle of ecos, man. It was just as soon as one team gets some type of momentum, the other team comes in, destroys them, and it was just a non-stop battle back and forth. Now, going into this map, 100 Thieves, I feel like Asuna and EU are the bread and butter to this composition that they play. And the way that they lock down the A site especially really impressed me the last time they played. That being said, I haven't seen too many good things out of the get-go from Boostio, but they've had more time to cook in here and maybe even counter some of the stuff that Crew likes to do.
We didn't see much of the Boostio utility there, but we did see him get a kill onto Kesnet, and that's an important one. Given how quiet he was in the previous map, but how loud he was on the first, you've got to try to keep him at bay. And that is going to be a team effort. So far, Boostio getting the best of him, but Asuna did fall.
Sun's going up.
It's all death ball on A right now. A ramp control taken, but there is 3 players of 100 Thieves right here. I doesn't need to be broken, but that gives 100 Thieves a little bit more space to work with.
Yeah, it wasn't deep enough to tag all of ramp, so they were able to tuck behind the wall.
What a battle! The fact that Boostio won that fight, re-swinging twice, it's kind of a miracle.
Cryo's going to be on a late flank. There's going to be a trip keeping him back. But Melser and Heat have some space. The remaining members of 100 Thieves are weak. A 2v2 now. Bang, 91 HP, still has some armor to his name. Oh, Melser getting the first onto Bang.
What a shot.
And at this point, given the timing, they've got to kind of understand there's a very good chance that Cryo's on the flank. But the smoke up towards heaven. Cryo looking for the space. Looking to make a play and take a face if he can find one.
Oh, now Crew are going to double up after the splash.
As they should. Yeah. As they should. Melser gets 3 on the round as Crew get the pistol.
I gotta say, there's no world in which Crew should have won this round. 100 Thieves had the advantage the entire way through, especially after the trades happened on the A side. It was, what, a 4v3?
4v2, I believe, yeah.
And yeah, Cryo wasn't there with you, so you don't need to do anything, just hold. Wait for the flank to come in, secure the round win. That's things that 100 Thieves were doing really well on in the previous map. So just a little bit too antsy, jumping the gun there. And if you do that to a team like Crew, they're gonna take advantage of it. I mean, we're playing at a really high level here. We saw how close that last map was.
4 rifles for the attack side. Boostio farming the orb, getting a little bit closer to having Thrash on mine.
Doesn't matter what map it is.
Oh my goodness, that was snappy. It didn't take much, just a pixel.
And oftentimes, that's what you're gonna see with this 100 Thieves setup. I mean, yeah, it's an eco round this time, but Cryo likes to play these really close angles in the B main.
And then if they lose control heaven, he can dip back into garage and then fight from there. Try to hold the space. I think we're going to see a lot of that as the half goes on, but for now, 100 Thieves likely just trying to... it seems like they're likely just going to try to die to the spike, surely.
Yeah, much like the Sunset game we witnessed.
Yeah. So this gives us a little bit of time. I want to get your thoughts on, particularly, you know, the Omen versus Ash just fine, but I want to get your thoughts on the Fade, because that's not something we see super often.
I honestly think it's more of a comfortability pick than anything else. EU played this Fade on M80 for, I think, like the entire year. I don't even remember the last time it was I saw him playing Sky on this map. So he's always favored it. It seems like he's really comfortable on the character. And in general, 100 Thieves has played comps with the Fade before as well. I think that I recall like a Fade Breach comp at some point. And they have a lot of good trap plays with EU and Asuna. And that's why I called them out as a duo in the beginning of this map, is because a lot of their success the last time they played it was based off of Asuna and EU locking down that A site.
Yeah.
Now, guaranteed, that was against a completely different team, and it might not be the strats they want to go with against you know, Crew, but still, it still has really good synergy together. Yeah, it's hard to get tether nade kills, but it's beyond that.
Crew, because of the way they managed the previous round, have 5 rifles in this one. Light armor on 2 members. This is, again, for all intents and purposes, a gun round.
That's what I was talking about with Cryo playing those close angles in B main. This time he understands. Maybe I should back up a little bit. Especially with Shy throwing that lurk smoke in the choke.
You know, we've talked so much about how Crew like to approach the attack rounds and how they like to 4-1 a lot. It'll be interesting to see where the 1 goes here, given that Split tends to play so much around this area of the map that you see on your screen.
Yeah.
How they decide to navigate it.
The cool thing about playing this basically double sentry comp, you know, with the Viper and the Cypher, is that you can actually lurk on both extremities as you have the main pack working to take space. So there's always options when you do a 1-3-1 to lean back any type of site. Shy making contact here with Boostio and A. And that's ultimately going to have EU have to back up because they're aware of the vent.
A deep smoke. Does he try to play ahead of it? He has some util. That's nicely done. Left. They draw at the suck and they rotate away from it.
And Shy is actually so aggressive on this lurk.
Austin is tucked in hell. Do they clear him? The flash isn't for him. Austin is going to get damage done. Oh, holy smokes! 100 Thieves hold the line.
The rotations from 100 Thieves were so clean in this round. They understood. They played mid early on. They understood that they gave all of mid. EU knows once Shy makes contact and aim in, okay, I probably should start backing up at this point because if I don't, I'm gonna get pinched from vents as well.
Right.
And then he actually falls back into sight with Boostio. Boostio just holds his ground and they're willing to give all that mid area. They're willing to give heaven because they have crossfires like this. Off of as soon as contact, the trade's gonna come through and Cryo just gets easy pick'ems. And then let's say Crew do end up killing Asuna in that scenario. Let's say they get the trade on Cryo somehow. You still have Bang there in CT holding that drop down. It can sometimes feel smothering entering on these sites.
The layers that they have defensively are outrageous, and it's only round 3. Or that was only on round 3, so yeah. We'll see what else they have up their sleeve. Heat clearing a lot of space up ramps with the dog. Boostie's really here to control the cross, but as soon as the wall goes up, they have to respect what's happening on the other side, and that's why you see Boostio take a step back.
Yeah, and it could be so hard to break through onto this A site or B site when teams are just holding crossfires back site, like I said. And as I say that, Bang got proactive, pushed up all the way through B. Cryo now. He'll try to go for 1.
If they try to rotate back into ropes, he's going to see everything. Bang's on the move. Easy kills. They've got to have a better lockdown on what's happening across the middle of the map.
30 seconds left.
100 Thieves are just going to tee off on him. Another flawless round for the defense.
I mean, the weird thing about this round and what gave Bang so much confidence to actually walk through that B main was the Cypher for the first time in this half put a default cam into B main. And I'm not sure if 100 Thieves peeked and broke it, but the cam wasn't there in the mid round. And that's what gave Bang the opening to have the confidence and re-clear B main with Cryo and then separate from him and honestly just smother the team of Crew. They just choked them out in every angle. They knew exactly where they were positioned.
Just pistols for the attack now. It seemed like they had some cool ideas and had found their footing in the first couple of rounds, but it's been anything but that since.
Oh no, again! Kesnick winning the head-to-head.
Oh, a little overactive there. Asuna protecting the weapon. But he can't protect it for long. Surely it's been picked up at this point in the hands of Heat.
That was a very early nade.
They're not going to let him settle. They're not going to give him the time to breathe. The spike now sits on the ground as 100 Thieves continue to push forward. Crew have been relegated and taking a step back in garage. With Sheriffs, it will not be enough.
I was curious as to why Asuna was so eager to use his nade like that, but now I get it. It was just to create even more chaos. Once that molly came in from Boosty, that landed on the entire back pillar area of B and default. So the bomb plant couldn't get down and then they just flood out. That was a really well coordinated retake. And good trade here from Asuna right away after Cryo died.
Just perfectly played, man. This right here.
The double swing.
One
Yeah.
enemy remaining. You want to be?
Nice!
Goody.
Copy. You see me jumping around?
Yeah, you're looking nice at the jump.
That will cause a timeout from the side of Crew. Yeah, it was an eco round, but, you know, maybe they're going to cook something here with the Raze rocket. A lot of their success has been onto Cryo on that early side at B, and I wonder if now Cryo, maybe he's going to play a little bit more passive, or if he's still going to keep up his aggro shenanigans. As I say that, there's an op online for Cryo, so if somebody checks him and wants to dry fight 1v1, if Cryo's still on that side of the map, holding the angle, that should be a guaranteed kill and a shutdown for Crew. And I don't know if Crew are gonna read into this. I mean, how many times do you see an Astra with an op? I feel like barely.
We'll see what they try to do on the other side of this timeout. I imagine they're going to have to address the middle of the map too. And interestingly enough, 100 Thieves have some presence posted up here, courtesy of Asuna and Bang. And there's Cryo with the op, holding down B main. That's where the main weight behind this Crew attack is currently. And he's got the 2 stars to where he can get away, but the spam onto the corner instantly. Oh, still takes the shot. Has to slowly walk away. There's no dash to this. There's no satchel. Just has to walk out.
But even if Crew commit to this B site, you have Asuna here with a nade, with his own rocket that he can answer back with. And Cryo's gonna get back on this B line. Shouldn't be able to see Kesnet unless Kesnet uncrouches.
It's worth noting here too, Cryo got out of that without having to invest his stars, and there's the suck, but he's gotten out past it. Asuna with the high ground gets the best of Kesnet, but now Bang from up in heaven, keeping the push back. A flash in his face, but Cryo destroys Meltzer. Another clean round for the defense.
And they were just so ready for that. You already saw Asuna repositioning into that heaven area. They understood that with that lurk smoke, Kesnet's probably gonna want to pop through with rocket, especially after hearing it up. It's mainly because, I mean, I don't blame Kesnet for going for that. If that Opera misses the shot on you, like this, again, you get a free kill with the rocket, but look at how high Asuna got.
And he played the timing on that perfectly. I think if they both meet in the air, who knows how that goes.
Spike down.
Kesnet did a really good job of trying to get out past the sucks, past the utility that was there, but again, Asuna gets his, and then Bang from heaven is just so good, man. It's just been unbelievable. Now Boosty's opping.
Yeah, we cycle the off down. And that gives Cryo more confidence to hold close again, because he understands that Crew's gonna be so scared of close angles. As I say that, a ramp control and a re-clear coming out from 100 Thieves.
There's nowhere for Crew to go.
So tough to deal with. That is that 1-2 punch. This time they bring Bang along with them to re-clear a ramp and fight. But the utility that 100 Thieves comp gives you and the options it gives you to re-clear space is so good. That's why you're gonna see the fade mainly towards A heaven. My gosh, this is so close.
Just on the other side of the wall. Bang gets his third.
Game of pixels.
He's got the pit online. 100 Thieves up 3.
And it's just so tough to take a ramp control against this 100 Thieves composition if they play it correctly, because they're willing to give you all the space. He will just cycle his dogs onto heaven, and then once the retake of a ramp, that utility actually comes through, you're so limited on the spots you can play. You see the Viper Molly land on behind the enemy team if they want to back up into A main. You see a nade land anywhere close. Fade dog comes out, maybe a tether if you need be. So much to deal with.
5 rounds in a row. Bang using the pit early. Boosty back with the op. And it looks like he was posted up mid, but now that's up close.
Oh my gosh, this
There's
timing.
a tiniest of slivers. But do they realize that one's gotten past them, that one slipped the net? It's going to be on EU to figure that out. Kesnet playing in the smoke.
Oh, the timing.
They have a really good feeling about this. And now the gunfire erupting. No, forget it. They didn't know. Oh, it's gone sideways. Crew strike at just the right time. And who else but Kesnet to get 3? Bang really has no reason to save. He's got a ton of money, so maybe you go for it. Try to get the weapons out of the hands of the attack. Try to force them to invest the scraps they have.
Yeah, all damage is good damage right now because the money on Crew's side right now is not. It's not ideal.
No, it's not great. I wondered if he would hear it. Klaus wasn't quiet about that.
Yeah. Finally, Crew answered back. The only problem I have with the way that Crew just won this round, I mean, don't get me wrong, a win is a win. But this was a heroic timing from Kesnet. The fact that he slipped past that defense, I mean, that's not a reliable thing you could do, especially against how 100 Thieves like to play AHAB normally.
Right, it was a timing thing. Yeah. And then he plays in the smoke for as long as he does.
Mm-hmm. And this is why you see 100 Thieves already going back to the old setup that they had. They're like, you know what? It wasn't broken. You know, they try to get a 1-up and change their setup, and I understand why. It makes sense. I mean, that was a lot of their success on Breeze, was changing their setup, cycling where the op was at. But the fade is so good to deny a ramp presence. And at the very least, you get info if the enemy team likes to deposit somebody there.
Concealment.
They didn't have that the last round. EU started towards the main. Now Cryo is going to be tested once again here.
And that's a tough angle to fight. If Crew decide to fight through the smoke, no, they decide to drop it and Kesnet gets a kill. I mean, you get so many options with that Viper Orb. We'll talk about that later because the rest of the hit is headed out towards B. And Crew is teeing off. Kesnet with 3 on the round. EU and Boostio, again, with plenty of money, but they're so heavily outnumbered. How on earth does he get that?
I have no idea.
Last player standing.
EU gets another. He's got 3 he's gonna have to deal with, and he can't.
Let's talk about the orb. That lurk orb, that's the bonus of it. People can fly out from the left to the right, but you know what? When you're not doing that, you can just drop it. And Cryo got caught lacking just in the open a back sight there. I mean, that's a crazy position to take, but you can catch players out in transition when they're trying to move around the site if you drop the orb at random timings, like Shy just did.
Yep. That caught Cryo.
Kesnet got confidence now too.
Yep. I mean, for good reason. Quiet, map 2, back online. I think it was Ball and Wyatt both said it. Kesnet will come back. Yeah. Kesnet will come back online, and yeah, he's not taking the half by storm, but he's fragging in ways he wasn't really doing in the previous map.
Mm-hmm. And I like the approach that they've taken so far, especially towards B. Like, if you can actually kill Cryo and maybe even just freeze out the round, you have a solid chance of winning. Yeah. Especially against this comp of 100 Thieves. Because Cryo plays this B site so aggressively. If Crew did any type of demo work, you can tell that. And in the last series that 100 Thieves played on this map, Crowd did a good job of not overheating, but now he's getting picked in the couple different spots that he likes to anchor from. I mean, we've seen him get first blooded, what, like four out of the... I mean, maybe all 4 rounds that Crew have won, potentially.
Yeah, it's been a couple.
Not 4, maybe 3.
Yeah. All right, Yeti, you know what to do. You got to give the people a turtle. Maybe in the next round. Patience. Patience is a virtue, my good people.
And here's the adaptation from 100 Thieves. They're going to put Asuna towards this B main.
EU has his ult playing on the other side of the map. Cryo does too. Meanwhile, 4 on the side of the attack. That dog didn't get a ton. It didn't go very deep from EU, so they know they got some space up ramps, but that's really as far as that went. And it seems like Crew are going to try to fill in right behind that.
Oh,
they saw the Prowler.
So good. This is so good from Crew.
And the second dog didn't catch anything mid either.
Scout destroyed.
Crew are going to want to pounce on the other side of this, but again, EU still has his ult. As soon as there's contact, you imagine they're going to want to go. Molly's not really going to catch anything, but now they know. The Roomba, the ult, traded. Now Silence, as you can see the tendrils attached onto the members on the site. They try to go aggressive. Melser went a little bit too far. Lucio not able to hold him back any longer. Tied at 4 apiece for the rest of the half. The Satchel pushing through as he commits to the plant, and they've got a deep pit. It's just so far up. Do they flood? Do they reposition? Do they try to fight from heaven? Heat's already a step ahead. He's going to try to clear up ramp. And it's only the Viper Wall keeping him back.
Oh my gosh.
He's in a really good spot here. He can win this thing on his own as soon as the wall goes down, but they swing into their deaths. Now Bang left in a 1v2, still trying to play.
Still so hard to win, too.
Oh, yeah. And again, Heat's waiting on the other side. He's been the threat the entire time. Bang gets it down to 1, but there's just not enough time. He's got to cut his losses.
Tough round. That's a tough pill to swallow right there.
Yep.
And I mean, it looked like for a second there could have been some brilliance on a Boostio, and backside he gets the first. Onto Melzer here. But EU not able to get this trade on the Klaus. And I feel like that truly was the deciding factor.
One enemy remains.
These rounds are so insane where that decides it. Like a trade.
A trade
Proves to be the difference maker. That's outrageous.
if that trade comes out, the entire round is just different. You have the numbers game. Crew stopping the bleeding after their timeout.
3 rounds in a row. Kesmet top fragging. The glowing Vandal, a sign of potentially what's to come. And at least what's taken place. Tries to satchel past the suck. He's got nowhere to go. Cryo's there to greet him. I swear the glowing Vandal's a curse. How much more value can Cryo find? A second, backside a third. Not able to get on the fourth, but he's bought enough time for his teammates to show up and clean up the round.
Okay, who's got the snacks? Last round.
That was a
in the
super
half.
clean hold from Cryo.
Before we lose it.
Smoke and a suck comes out. Kesnet can't blast pack through it. Following that is a molly from Boosty. So nobody can run through and help Kesnet. And that's what gives this free kill here for Cryo. And then he's just finessing backside.
Dancing around. This was a play we thought we'd get out of Boosty in the previous round, but Cryo able to stand tall.
When 100 Thieves fight fire with fire against Crew, they actually look really, really good. I feel like when they're more passive in their holds.
Oh. Austin is going in aggressive. He's going to spot 2. What? What? Where did it go?
Cosmetic ult.
That thing disappeared, I swear. So off of this, they understood where a lot of the pressure was coming from. They invested, they tried to catch, they tried to trap, but now they have to slow things down. They have to settle. Another reset of the moment is Cryo playing up aggressively on this angle. You see the orbs go up and the spam come through. And it was all just for Heat to get that orb, and now ult online. Do they try to split B? Austin is close by, Bang is there too. You still have the stars you're gonna have to deal with. Straight into this teeth. Straight into the teeth of this double controller comp.
Oh, this is so hard to break through.
With 45 seconds left, Crew have a lot of space mid though. They could rotate back A.
Oh, but they're faking it. They're actually gonna end B. This is such a good call from Klaus.
But they're just like body checking each other in ropes. They're gonna go back B. Kesnet falls and the spike does it too. Can Bang hold the line? No, overwhelmed. It was perfect. The paranoia too much. The defense is down to 3. Boostio still playing on the other side of the map. There's the dynamic duo that you were mentioning before. And the dominoes fall. Boosty in a 1v3 to close out the half. So confident. So in his element in moments like these. We haven't had a Boosty pop-off moment yet. Is this where he delivers? When his number's called, can he convert? No. Shy'll hold the line. 3 on the round as we're tied at 6 at half.
That was such an amazing round called by Klaus. The normal reaction from 100 Thieves, it was great. I thought that 100 Thieves was playing a step ahead. After Asuna and Bang deny the B Heaven control, Asuna cheats back towards A Heaven. So Klaus knows that they have to pressure that A Heaven at least a little bit to sell it. And that's what gives the opening for Shy to walk out B. And even the 1v1 of Klaus against Bang. Bang wins it, but then the follow-up utility with the Omen Flash was beautifully played.
It was too much. They went 4 of their last 5. We're going to throw it down to Riv, who's standing by with Crew's team psychologist.
That I am here with Alejandro and Dryad. This is Crew's team psychologist. I got some questions for you. You did join the team this year, but kind of looking from the outside in, what do you think is that Crew mindset that has changed and made them so solid coming into this year?
Bueno, siento que lo que ha sido el trabajo en el mindset, en la mentalidad que tiene el equipo, ha sido buscar un poco más la mentalidad de la sinergia del equipo. No solamente esta identidad de jugadores muy buenos que se desempeñan de buena forma, sino que además también un equipo que, como la identidad colectiva, es mejor que la individual.
Yeah, the mentality is about not so much the individual players, but building out that synergy. Not so much working on one of them one by one, but how they can become a group together.
That's awesome. I actually want to ask you how you do that. What's your approach to make sure that you can get to each player and make sure they feel comfortable with what they're doing mentally and in game?
Bueno, para eso el trabajo obviamente se desarrolla primero a nivel individual con cada jugador. Es importante generar un vínculo, tener confianza con ellos. Y después una gran parte es trabajar con lo que es trabajar en grupo, building activities finalmente, y obviamente también mucho apoyo del staff, que son quienes pasan más tiempo con ellos.
The comes from working individually with each one of them, building that trust with each one of the individual players, then going in and working together as a group with a lot of team activities, with a lot of team bonding activities, and that also really helps out with the staff.
Awesome insight. Alejandro, thank you so much. Dryad, thank you. Back to the desk to see what this game has for us.
The series has had plenty for us up until this point, and for it to end at a 6-6 half in map 3, I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, the old saying is split always delivers bangers, sorry, it's all bangers end on split. I mess it up. You get the idea though. We're in for something good.
Yeah, it's been a battle back and forth all series long. I mean, the first map being the only one that was really a blowout.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah.
And this pistol.
You guys better pop off when the turtle shows up. I mean, you guys better go nuts.
This pistol can determine how the rest of this map can go. That's for sure.
Back to the important stuff we go. 100 Thieves on the attack, trying to be pacey towards A. Austin is already satcheled out, hit by the trip, but no damage done. They get the space they're looking for, a 5v5 pistol on the site. In a retake attempt, the dog just went all the way back into main to try to catch EU. Asuna gets caught. Klaus and Melser hold the line.
This open flash.
They have no idea where EU is right now. He's been able to buy his time perfectly, and now he's reaggressing, but can he find the right timing while the rest of his team is getting pressured, is getting surrounded, is getting overwhelmed? It's all on him now. A 1v2, EU cannot find the timing. The pistol the way of Crew.
And still down to the wire. I mean, this was close. Crew did a really good job, especially the players in screen, specifically Klaus, just biding his time, waiting, having basically an up down with Melzer.
Yeah.
This was the winning factor. And honestly, Boostio on this back site, he almost brought it back. The fact that he got the kill into heaven, that gave EU a chance to win this round. But Crew are back on their trading game, and that's a big, big pistol win.
Might be the biggest one of the series.
So important that round. And you were talking about how during that little halftime break, Kesnet was yapping like crazy to his team.
Yeah, he was popping off. He's been such a strong leader for Crew through the good and the bad.
That's exactly what I think he was doing. Telling his team, yo, don't forget, like, we have this, we could do this. Make sure we play together. And we saw it there in that pistol.
And they've got to remember what's at stake here. A bye, the #1 seed going into playoffs, and 1 BO3 away from Shanghai if they can pull it off. They have to maintain their composure here. They've been good all year. Can they do it here?
Oh, Bang is stuck right now.
He's got nowhere to go.
Between two Bulldogs. Oh, wait. There was a chance.
Yeah, let off the leash a little bit there. But not enough to convert, so Bang will fall. Again, 100 Thieves not really choosing to invest much into this. The Sheriff's still in the hands of Boosty. I believe Bang had one as well. But not much. And so they return back towards A. They decide to get up towards heaven with the wall, keeping them back. They have the Cypher Cam too that they're going to have to deal with.
This is so hard.
Oh, yeah. I mean, should be borderline impossible. But it's gone back and forth. 13 seconds left. The spike not in hand. EU's dead. Crew get their 8th.
Yeah, I mean, good damage for 100 Thieves. They didn't get the bomb down, which I'm sure they would have liked to have. But, I mean, considering how Bang just got stuck in between two players of Crew, I mean, that went decent.
As well as it could have. I think on the other side of Crew, the important thing is they were able to grab... Y'all got the turtle. Yeti the goat. But as we were saying, Crew were able to get the Bulldog back. They were able to scoop that weapon back up. So it's not as much as it's been in previous halves that we've seen, but they still have 3 rifles in this round. They've got them spread out a little bit here too.
And a 1-3-1 here for 100 Thieves, just defaulting in mid, trying to see how Crew is set up. That's the whole purpose of doing this. They want to see who's actually truly holding mid. Usually common that a Viper holds it from here. But off of this trip, there comes the nade. The Shy is crazy for holding this angle.
Like
with a Sheriff, but that trip is still up.
Yeah, it's like a gentleman's agreement, an exchange of utility, a shake of the hand, and then the round resets.
The thing is this is wise from Crew to lean over towards the B. I think he did a late flash onto that A main, basically setting up Melzer on a deep line, and that's why you see 4 players towards B.
Two of them have rifles. Shy has to run away. There's the first, finds value on Asuna. There's the second.
Spike down.
And that's Bomb. The Bomb's stuck.
It's got to be on Bang right here. Yeah, he's got. Oh my gosh, there's no shot. That was the win condition. That was the space they needed to find.
You gotta save. Oh my gosh.
That was off of 3 Bulldogs, but 2 of them were the ones on site.
It's just too tough of an ask when there's 4 players there and you're coming out of 1 choke.
10 seconds left.
That's the difference maker. Crew, on their attack side, they had a Cypher that was consistently in the back of A. Yeah. If it wasn't the Cypher, it's the Viper. And he stays there for most of the round.
Yeah.
In this case, he flashes late A. That allows everybody to lean over. They know that there is pressure in mid. If that flash doesn't connect at A, where else is 100 Thieves gonna go?
Yeah.
They have to funnel out of B main.
Like by process of elimination, they understand. So it was the guns, it was the spit right at the exit to the garage, the one-way cage. It was smothering and it was suffocating.
Does 100 Thieves or Zix read into what just happened though? Do they understand that the reason why there was 4 on B was because the flash came at A? They had nobody positioned outside of there.
Middle of the map on the cards. Stingers and Sheriffs. A little testing of the water mid in the 1-3-1.
Kesna has a rocket already.
That's, I mean, yeah, that bonus win is big. Trips, cams, a lean this way. Eats here. Cloud's not far off either, and look at that cam.
I saw him on the cross too, so you're gonna see a re-clear here with Dog and Molly, much like we saw 100 Thieves do.
They're just gonna try to fight this. Yeah, they will. But the fight was ill-advised. 100 Thieves walking out of that with numbers.
Boosties on 1 HP. Here comes the rocket.
There's the rocket you were referring to.
Spike down.
2 apiece. Meltzer so far away. Kesnet's here, but
Bring them down.
where do they go?
Now it's up to Cryo.
Find
The
you.
gamble isn't correct for Crew. This will be a 2v2 post-plant versus
30
retake
seconds
scenario.
Cryo is a sheriff.
They're taking too long, but I don't blame them. There's no way for you to know if they're in heaven still or not.
It's a terrifying prospect. But the spike committed. And now the game's on.
Cryo was able to grab a gun in heaven as well. This is very winnable for 100 Thieves.
Massive. The dog spotting Kesnet, taking a bite out of him. The satchel to just sway to any sort of swing.
Oh my God, EU.
It's all buying time. Cryo's down. Can EU do this on his own? Sidesteps the paranoia.
Oh my God! What was that?
Meltzer's like a man possessed.
I have to break down this 2v2 and what gave Crew the edge. I feel like all series long, Crew have been playing together in these moments in the 2v2s, playing tight and trading.
Yeah.
This time on purpose, they split up. And that's what gives Melzer the edge on a cryo in heaven. EU thinks that he's delaying both players in screens, but in reality, Melzer's going in heaven doing this, catching cryo out. It's such a small thing, but it wins them such an important round that honestly, I mean, if 100 Thieves win that, they have a chance to really make a streak of rounds back and bring the economy back in their favor. That would have been a thrifty for them.
And instead, it's Crew with a 4-round lead, just 3 rounds away from locking playoffs as the #1 seed. Meanwhile, while the defuse was happening, you guys couldn't really see it, but Shy was like beckoning Melzer to stand up and pop off after winning that 1v1. You can tell the energy's at an all-time high. They can taste it. But can they get it across the finish line? 4 rounds in a row. The snowball again in full effect. But this is the first round where it really feels like 100 Thieves, given the weaponry that they have, given the ults that they have, the ones that they have currently and the ones that are not far off, they've got a shot at stopping this thing. It has to happen here. It has to happen now. Crew with so much to gain. Can the attack of 100 Thieves find success? Can it find space?
Right there. This time they just decide to cut noise on A and walk in.
A contact play at a moment like this?
He does have the info now, though. If Busio does get close enough, they can explode with this Gecko ult and catch anybody off guard. This one-way cam is not broken yet.
No toe shown.
Yeah.
Nothing spotted. Oh, there we go. There was a little leg. And now they know. 3, including the Thrash. The dog out from EU as well. Clearing out the site, or at least as best as they can. Crew have 3 members here.
Oh, they spam the little guy. So bomb is not down yet.
Tragic. Meanwhile, Melzer falling. Shy trying to swing, get the best of Bang, and he does. Oh, almost gets a second note to Busio, but he takes a step back. Just to die a little bit later. 3v3 now. Oh my gosh, Shy's still alive. 70 HP, takes the fight again, cannot convert. Klaus in a 1v2 and he's overwhelmed. 100 Thieves get to 7.
Dreams are a funny thing.
We've seen that hit before from 100 Thieves. They take control of all heaven. They freeze, they try to get the bomb down with that Gecko. Wingman. That was nice. I mean, a good reaction, and Cryo finding the perfect timing on a Melzer there.
Shy almost brought this thing back himself, man.
For a second there, I thought he was going to clean up EU on that kill as well.
And that would have been 4.
Yeah.
Their fears betrayed them.
But 100 Thieves respond at a time where it was desperately needed. Flash in the face of many. There's a lot of presence here, Dre.
A lot of util invested. But no space actually gathered. Now, finally, the Lurk Orb goes up onto that A ramp, and that's going to at least keep 1 player there. Melzer will not move from this position.
Or he shouldn't, at least.
But look at Kesnet already on the minimap. He's reading into this. He's like, I don't even need to be here anymore. We already denied them at A. I can shift over towards B. He's already a step ahead of 100 Thieves right now.
The ult tagging 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and this is a good call to abort, because once you see the nade there, I mean, Kesnet was just at A, and they know that. So yeah, you're not running out of that B choke.
Meanwhile, the Seekers are used from Heat on the other side of the wall. Yeah, they jump through it and find out.
No way.
What's waiting on the other side? Heat gets 2.
Mid.
And again, the attack round is thrown in disarray. 100 Thieves have to slow things down. And the realization creeps and goes further and further into clarity. There's still a pit they have to play against on B.
30 seconds left.
There's still a cam from Klaus. Heat with a massive play.
This is going to be such a hard post plant for 100 Thieves if they can even get the bomb down.
Can they get that far? I feel like that's all the hard work. Klaus spamming, looking for a second. That's 2. The 3rd will not fall. It's just a little delayed, though. Shy's out of his seat again.
Dude, the rotations from Crew are so clean. Kesnet was a step ahead of that the entire time.
Yeah.
He chucks the nade into B main when the actual util is being put down by 100 Thieves. And that is just a key indicator to 100 Thieves that, okay, we need to reset the round. As they do that, this heroic performance from Heat, getting 2 in the vent, and then Shy to re-aggro into B main and just ulting it to hold all that space. There's only so many places you can go to at that point if you're 100 Thieves.
The Croupium tanks are full. This is unbelievable. Can they finish? This feels very similar to the round we saw previously, but I think it's Crew who are being proactive here. Look at how much space they've taken across the middle of the map here.
I mean, 11-7 and you're doing a walk down mid play.
Right oh! Now Cryo has to understand there's a threat on the other side, but he falls too. And what, I mean, where do you go now? You rotate back A? Guess what? You've lost space there too. Melster's here to greet you!
Oh my
Not able to get the third, but he will attempt to do what his teammate could not. EU with a molly at his feet will fall. Crew gets a series point.
When you give a team like Crew a buffer to play around with, it gives them more confidence to do plays like what we just saw with this double walk down mid. And they understand that 100 Thieves are on the back foot and they're feeling all the pressure and feeling a loss within their grasp. So they're scared. They're not willing to take as many risks or even hold the default at that point. Things can break down when a team starts to lose a lot of rounds. And Crew took complete advantage of that in this moment.
I mean, this timeline is mad. Look at that. Really just kind of telling the entire story of the second half. Crew with so much to gain. If they can win one more round, the #1 seed a lock. And the advantages of that are, I mean, almost indescribable.
Oh my gosh.
You called him a lunatic for holding that angle previously. It was with the sheriff, but
I mean, sometimes the RNG works in your favor. You get the insta headshot. I don't blame him for going for it. I mean, you're up 12-7 right now.
oh,
Full info gathered.
I thought the dog was going to run out. I have a really good idea of where they are. 100 Thieves, they don't have guns. He's trying to get away. Asuna still has one more satchel. How is he still alive? There it goes. Kesnet falls. Hunted down. But can the attack find any more space? Given the numbers advantage, it seems like it's working out, but Klaus with 3! And the ult online, it's gonna be Melster to finish it off.
My world.
That pit is crazy.
What is that?
That pit is mad.
What is that?
Melster's got so much to get through.
That's insane, but it's not even planned for him.
No, he's managed to navigate it. Oh, just a tap. Bang peeks out, gets his third.
Yo, the poise of Asuna in that round with the rocket.
Yeah.
To not shoot it too early. Not once, not twice, but like 3 different times.
Dude, it's a dangling carrot in front of you the whole way.
After that defensive side, he's like, I'm not messing around anymore. I'm guaranteeing that this is landing on top of your toes.
And Kesnet's almost like baiting him out. Come on, fire it. Yeah. Fire it, you know you want to.
He tried 2 different satchels from Kesnet to reposition.
I know
Man,
exactly one enemy.
You think it just comes down to such micro plays. If Klaus right there doesn't use his Cypher ult, maybe he gets another kill on the Cryo there. Another mid-heavy default from 100 Thieves.
They have guns now.
Yeah.
They didn't really have that in the last round.
They're wary of this, though. They understand that there might be a utility trap, and that's why no one's really exposed in the open yet.
Again, gunfire erupts, and it's a 1-for-1.
Spike down mid.
The spike well out of reach here. This is dangerous. Oh my gosh, it's just swinging.
He's a maniac.
Playing with reckless abandon. And again, playing to win. That's exactly what Crew are doing. Bang is left alone. The chants from the crowd could not be more accurate. Uno mas is all it takes. Bang trying to be quiet about it.
And he just knifed out into B main to reflank mid.
Screen down.
They're so proactive. They're so decisive.
Bang has a chance, though, if he can win this 1v1 against Melzer. Crew are so spread out.
30 seconds left.
Sound made. Now they know where he is. The prey waiting on the other side will fall. LATAM on top. Crew lock the #1 seed.
What a stage for Crew. And the way that they've done it too. My God.
I mean, even that last round really felt like it was indicative of their play style, of the swagger with which they approach these maps. Heat, knife out, re-clearing he made. The fight that Kesnit took, just a swing out in mid and take that fight is just so confident. And I respect it, man. When it works, and it's worked all split.
Oh man, that is such a crazy storyline for this team. The Crew have impressed, I mean, everybody. They're the truth right now. And their next match is against Lev. Oh my gosh, Doug. That's gonna be insane. There's pride on the line. They go into other matches, even this match, saying, oh, it is what it is. Win or lose, we're gonna give our best no matter what.
Right.
But I guarantee you going into that Lev game, there's gonna be some beef or something to prove who's the best in LATAM.
There's a little extra behind that, the opportunity to go undefeated. Leading into playoffs is just such a, again, I know the rosters are different, but dog, they didn't win a single series last year in the regular season, and then LCQ happened, right? But to go from, 0-9 to potentially 6-0 is just asinine.
And they just got a swag, like a certain swag when they even just walk out on the stage. Smiles across the board. The fans that are here for Crew as well play a big part.
Yeah, the 6-man has been ridiculous in the crowd. Kesnit has been Kesnit, right? And you know what you're getting with Kesnit. You know he's consistent every single time, but the value that Heat and Shy have been able to provide to this roster, I mean, it cannot be overstated. Unbelievable.
Jeez.
Such a complete performance. They were aggressive, they were decisive, they had really cool ideas, they denied space when they found those opportunities, and yeah, sometimes those timings don't go your way, right? Sometimes you kind of gamble a little bit and it kind of doesn't work out, but I respect that they continued to try it even when it didn't, and when it did work, the value that they got out of that was incredible.
Yeah, that mid-walk was something special, man. I mean, at the perfect timing too, because they understood that 100 Thieves are on the back end, they're feeling all the pressure. And even if they are holding the angles, much like the last round, when you're feeling that type of pressure, when you're on match point and you're about to lose, sometimes you don't even just hit the shot and you just green out.
Yeah, there were a couple times it looked like there were clairvoyants, man. They knew where the pressure was coming from, then knew when it was going to happen. It was outrageous. Again, Crew locked the #1 seed. We're going to throw it down to Riv at the stage for the Verizon post-match interview.
Thank you, gentlemen. I am joined by Cruz Klaus after their win. Vamos! All around undefeated still, Klaus. Locking in playoffs. First seed. This stage has been amazing for Crew. What do you think about this compared to last year? How are you feeling when you reflect on this stage?
Nah, obviamente creo que fue un cambio muy drástico, o sea, lo del año pasado de ser 0-9 a este año de full consistencia, todo wins. Obviamente es muy placentero también ver como el trabajo que hicimos, el trabajo que estamos haciendo está dando los resultados.
Yeah, obviously it's such a drastic change compared to last year from 0-9 to the consistency that we're seeing right now, and I'm very happy to see the results that we're giving with practices and all the results that are coming through.
Absolutely awesome. And looking at your map pool, with one other loss on Breeze today and Icebox being a 50-50, you're basically 100% down the board. What was it about this year and Crew approaching the map pool that makes you so strong everywhere?
Creo que fue mejor como trabajamos los mapas uno por uno. Creo que eso hizo mucho la diferencia, que le dimos con mucho enfoque a cada mapa, y por eso también es que tenemos un map pool así muy abierto y muy grande, y que podemos jugar cualquier mapa que lo vamos a jugar bien.
Yeah, it was the approach that we had for the practices of practicing every single map and giving the team attention to every single map. That's why we have such a big map when we're getting this results.
I want to ask you about the Breeze match before we get to a few other questions. The eco round, I think it was round 26, the Sheriffs. What are the comms like that in a round to bring it back, even though the map went to 100 Thieves?
Creo que, o sea, también nosotros pecamos mucho en los ecos, o sea, fuimos muy inocentes. Ellos también, o sea, creo que supieron como ponernos en su juego. O sea, ellos hicieron el ritmo de las rondas, esas claves que nosotros perdimos, y creo que fue una mala nuestra por dejarnos como caer en su juego, y también ellos por haberlo hecho también bien.
Yeah, it was. I think we made a lot of mistakes when it comes down to it. We do a lot of mistakes in round like this one and in eco like that one to turn it around, and it was our mistake for letting them play their round.
All right, I got one more question for you. Your next match, the true LATAM El Clásico against Leviathan. How are you feeling, and what do you think you can do versus them?
Yo creo que va, o sea, muy emocionado por el partido. Yo creo que toda la liga lo va a ver, o sea, todos los equipos nos van a ver, porque creo que siento que somos como los equipos más fuertes ahora mismo. Y nada, va a ser un clásico de los viejos, y espero que va a ser un partidazo, eso seguro.
It's going to be really good. I think everybody in the league is going to be watching, because I consider we are the two best teams right now. And it's just going to be a crazy and insane match.
Awesome to have you be able to say that, Klaus. Congratulations on the win. Dryad, thank you for translating. We are going to vamos over the desk. Adam is waiting, and we're going to get to dig into that brain to see how they went undefeated.
Yes, congratulations yet again to Crew on winning. That was exhilarating. Congratulations, Coach Adam.
Thank you.
Joining us right now. So I guess I got to ask you this: what does it feel like going from, like, coaching a team that wasn't faring too well in 2023 to now like a flawless run during stage one?
I think that it's part of sports or esports. In sports, you will lose more than what you win. Also, I think it's really important to understand in which season you are or your team is. And I think that's last year on the kickoff was hard times for us, like hard seasoning. But I think we are on the right season at the right time, at the right moment. Mm-hmm. And the best thing that we can do is just enjoy it, just try to give our best, and keep winning as hard as we can.
Yeah, for sure. I think one of the standout things for me has definitely been the IGL swap from it was on Meltzer to Klaus. You guys have talked about how that opens up Meltzer to play better individually. But what do you think is the biggest difference between the two IGLing styles, and what has Klaus been doing right this year?
I think that changing the IGL is one thing that propels us to start winning. But the biggest change, I think, is that Meltzer was the IGL because there were no one else. So he said, like, hey, I don't like to be IGL, but I will do it because the team needs it. Mm. And Klaus is IGL because he wanted to be IGL. Mm-hmm. So I think that between those, without like giving for less the work of Meltzer, that's a huge difference when you do something because it gives you passion.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting because Meltzer was IGLing for Leviathan way back when, and a couple of different. No, he wasn't.
No, King was always IGL for Lev.
I want to ask a question just about today. Are you happy with today's game? You guys qualified for playoffs, but are you happy with today's game?
Yeah, I think I told that to the team that one of the characteristics or qualities of a winning team is to be able to thrive between hard times. And we were like losing at the beginning 2 maps. We were 1-5 on Breeze, and we were losing the split. And we show like character, like strength, like resilience. And if we want to win, we need to have that. So I feel as today it was a day that the team like earned that medal. Like we have resilience, and now we are closer to be a winning team, a champion team.
For sure. What's it been like having Heat as a teammate, sort of behind the scenes? What has he been bringing to the team?
Well, Heat is really funny. I mean, he's a funny guy. Also, as I said before, he matched too much with our way, our culture. Like we are always like bothering, always doing jokes on training, on matches, on backstage, everywhere. And he is like that. And he also flows a lot with the mood. So I think that he clicks a lot outside of the game and in game with us.
I've always thought of him as a pretty emotional player, like on Heat in former teams. Like, if the team's doing bad, get a little angry. Not like you know, and when the team's doing really good and they're all hype, playing very well, you know, when it feels good. Is that the same experience you're getting?
Yeah, I think that we all LATAM people are really like passionate. Like there are not too much opportunities on Latin America. So when people get an opportunity in any area, in our case esports, like we fight with like all our passion. And I think that that's something really characteristic on us. And I think that is something that is giving this team a lot of gasoline. Because each win we are like just too high, like in a high performance level, and I think it's because of passion.
That culture, the passion that you guys are displaying, do you think that's part of the reason why this season both LATAM teams are at the top?
I think we do. For Lev, I don't know, but for us, I think there is something behind teams more than what you see in game. Like behind scenes, like the team culture, the team bonding, the group that we are. I think that there is something key, something special, and this group has that.
Now, Coach Adam, we definitely are excited to ask you a ton of questions, but we also have some people in the Twitch chat who are dying to ask you questions as well. This first one we have is from Rising Legend 13, asking the question, does the preparation between matches change when you're doing well? Like, do you get more experimental, perhaps?
Yeah, I mean, when we are going bad, most of the times it's because we are not playing or doing the things that we're supposed to do. But when you are winning, it's because you're doing things that you're supposed to do. So pracs are not more like, stop doing this, start doing that. Pracs are more like, okay, let's refine this. Let's do this better. Okay, we have this, I don't know, this default. Okay, how can we improve that? And we did that. The split against Loud taught us so much on defense, and we closed the map against 100 tips on defense. It was because of that.
Yeah, it definitely feels like the team is very disciplined right now, especially Shy. I feel like that's something he really excels at in the game. Is that a focus at all for the team? Was that something you were consciously thinking about in the offseason?
In terms of like over-peaking and stuff like that?
Yeah, stuff like that. Just playing more disciplined, kind of teamwork-oriented in that way.
I'm the kind of coach that I don't fight that much with over-peaking, because at the end it's a shooting game. So making a player not to shoot, it's telling a player, hey, don't shoot. It's like telling a runner, don't run.
Yeah, jog, yeah.
So the way that we try to approach that is to lead the players to find better situations to over-peak, and not just to peak just because you are crazy, but try to find the right conditions to over-peak. And so I think that is something that gives them balance, because they said, okay, I should not troll over-peaking, but I can over-peak in this and that situation, and I think they're pretty good finding those spots.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, you give Kesnes the tools to over-peak, and it's no longer over-peaking. He's going to kill 4. You know what I mean?
Well, Coach Adam, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Crew, phenomenal today. Now, with week 4 coming to a close, let's take a look at our Alpha and Omega standings. As you can see, Crew right there.
There you go, the clinch.
At the top.
The clinch, playoff secured, first seed secured.
Not even surprised.
There are so much mathematical calculations on Twitter about 1,000 scenarios. Hope this helps.
You've clarified it a little bit. Thank you, man.
Now, I'm kind of curious. So you're going to be going up against Leviathan next.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Well, we're trying to focus series by series. So probably tonight we'll start speaking about that series. But I don't know, Lev looks really strong, really good. And I think it's going to be a great match.
Yeah, I mean...
Sadly, we're not too... Because if we lost today, we will fight our qualification with them.
Yeah.
Now it's not, and they are already qualified.
It's ironic in a way, because last year we had a couple of Crew Lev matches. Obviously, LCQ one mattered, but the last one we had, it was at the end of the season. You guys, we remember the story there, and it didn't matter. And here again, it's the opposite way. You guys are at the top, but it still doesn't really matter. It's kind of sad.
We just want to play, just want to keep playing, keep trying to do our best, and So we're facing that match as we face the five leads, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, we'll all definitely be watching, of course. Now, we'll be back a day earlier for Week 5. Now, the action starts Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, with Sentinels looking to keep their playoff hopes alive when they take on Furia.
Gotta win.
Yeah, we got to keep Sin City happy. Hopefully, hopefully they will remain happy. We'll see. But anyways, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you Friday.
Thanks, yo. That was awesome. I always like this, man.
Thank you.
Super insightful every time.
Thank you.
Enemy B. One enemy remaining.
You need to play! You need to play! Click, click, click!
Bang looking, trying to land the shots on the one. 13-7 for the LATAM representatives. Crew are not slowing down.
One enemy remaining.
Bien, 2-1. Mid-side.
They've got his position. They know it's all over now. It will not come through. Seeds of comeback fall upon barren soil. Split is on the cards. Nice! Sound made. Now they know where he is. The prey waiting on the other side.